Okay guys, this next story submitted to me was from a guy who wants to share his experience with the Bangkok nightlife. So yep, let's jump into this story. Hi, I would like to share my story with your listeners about experience in the Thailand nightlife. But first, let me explain how I got there. I travel around Asia a lot, mainly for business, but also pleasure when I have free time. Recently, I was in Malaysia for business, and I had some free days coming up. As I have been speaking to a girl online from Thailand, I decided to fly over for the week to meet her in Bangkok. It was pretty nice, and she actually seemed like one of the good Thai girls you read about in these stories. I know, normally they turn out to be not so good in the end. Although I had a nice time with her, it was more of a friends thing. We didn't touch or stay the night with each other. She just showed me around Bangkok, taking me to places to eat and seeing some temples. She even introduced me to some of her friends, which was a nice experience. She needed to work in the mornings, so she never spent the night with me. After the days would end and she went home, I would go out exploring by myself, if you know what I mean. I would end up in places like Soi Cowboy or Nana Plaza, enjoying a show or two. I also explored Kawasan Road one night, but it really wasn't my scene. Maybe I'm just a bit too old for that place. One thing I noticed about the go-go bars in Nana Plaza, all the dancers looked extremely bored and fed up, like they didn't really want to be there. Though, I can't really blame them, to be honest. I can't imagine that they are doing the job they dreamed of doing when they was a child. I also noticed that a lot of Thai girls walking around with foreigners outside looked the same, sad, long faces and tired. Though I guess many of them girls are spending time with the Farangs for one reason, and we all know what that reason is. When the week was finally up, I needed to head back to Malaysia. Me and my friend thanked each other, gave each other a hug, and I headed to the airport. Both of us knew it would probably be the last time we see each other. There just wasn't that spark between us. That being said, it's not like we had a nightmare of a time. It was enjoyable, but just as friends. A bittersweet ending, so they say. I planned on returning to Bangkok in the upcoming weeks, and I wanted to explore more of the Thailand entertainment scene, so I did a bit of research online about what the nightlife had to offer, and I came across some interesting information, to say the least. So I would like to share my impressions and some of the experiences that I had during my solo week in Thailand. I got to Bangkok solo, no attachments, no girl, no company, no problem. I was there ready to let my hair down and have some fun. The first evening I went to Soi 4 on Sukhumvit Road. I remember one of the bars was called Stumble Inn, but I can't remember the name of the others. My first impression wasn't good. I didn't see any attractive women in there that I would like to have spent some time with. Maybe it was because I was a bit younger than most people in there. All the women was older, looking tired and worn out. No thanks, not my cup of tea. Without saying my age, I'm not too young, but I'm not too old either. I'm kind of in the middle. One girl did come and sit with me in Stumble Inn, but I made it very clear without sounding rude that I just wasn't interested in her, so I drank up, paid my bill, and left. Time for plan B, Soi Cowboy. After not a great start to the evening, I headed to the famous Soi Cowboy that I've heard so much about. While I was doing research before my trip, Soi Cowboy came up a lot of times, apparently known for its go-go bars and nightlife, and even making an appearance in a couple of movies. Anyway, I found myself in a go-go bar. It was busy with way more performers than customers, but again, I couldn't imagine taking any of them home. Am I just being too picky at this point? A couple of them tried their luck with me. They either couldn't speak English, or they was just so fake. I know it's their job to be like that, but come on, at least try and be a bit believable. It turns out that Soi Cowboy was just as bad as Soi 4, though the girls were slightly more attractive there. I thought I'd call it a night and head home after what I classed as a disastrous night. Maybe the Thailand nightlife just wasn't for me after all. Or maybe next time I should head to Pattaya instead of Bangkok, as I've read that can be a crazy night out up there. As I left Soi Cowboy, I was walking to my hotel. There were 3 beautiful ladies standing on the street smiling at me. One of them was more attractive than the other 2. They called me over and asked if I'd like to take all 3 for the night. Now I know I'm in Thailand to have fun, and I'm not too old, but even I don't think I can handle 3. 1 girl is more than enough for me. I replied that I'm just interested in taking you, and pointed to the most attractive one there. She smiled and said something in Thai to her friends, and we began walking. I didn't want it to be an awkward walk back to the hotel, so I started with small talk. She told me she was studying at university and was 22 years old. She showed me her ID for proof. She did look a little bit younger than the age that she said, and I think I should mention that I am not too much older than her, unlike some of the Thai foreign couples you see here. She said she only does this type of work to pay for her studies until she graduates and finds a proper job. She also mentioned that she has 2 foreigner boyfriends that send her money. I very much doubt her boyfriends knew what she was doing to make money, but I didn't care about any of this. At least she was being open and honest about it, which was a nice change from the fake girls on Soi Cowboy. Well, I don't know if everything she told me was true, but I didn't really mind. As long as I had proof about her age, I was okay. She also mentioned that she had only been doing this type of work for a couple of months to make fast, easy money, but she hadn't had many customers, which didn't really make sense. We got back to my hotel. She gave me a fantastic massage, and then we spent the rest of the night doing you-know-what. Although she looked pretty sweet and innocent, I learnt firsthand that the saying, "looks may be deceiving," is very true. After that, we just relaxed and cuddled up for an hour or so. It was a great experience, and just what I needed after what I thought was going to be a disappointing night. I wouldn't say that we had a connection, so to speak, but it was nice to be cuddled up to someone again. I should also mention that I got married at a young age and only got divorced a few years before this, so it was a great experience to feel alive again. I took her phone number, she left, and I had a great night's sleep, feeling all relaxed. The next day, I was chatting to a guy around the pool of my hotel, and he suggested that I check out this specific massage parlour that's meant to be fantastic and very popular. I have forgot the name of the place though. If I can think of it, I will leave the name in the comments if you post this story. Anyway, that evening, I decided to go and check out the parlour that he recommended. Instantly, I was not attracted to any of the girls at all, and I was thinking to myself, this is actually popular? All the girls looked bored, playing with their hair and talking to each other. I know the job must suck, but at least try and look happy. I was about to leave until I noticed one girl. She was average in terms of looks, and she had a great smile directly aimed at me. I thought, what the hell, I'm already here, and I've never tried a soapy massage before. When I told the mama-san that I was interested in a soapy massage with the girl that I noticed, she called her out, and I was instantly, again, disappointed. As the girl got close to me, I soon realised she did not look attractive as I thought, and I couldn't exactly back out now. She gave me a little smile, took my hand, and then led me away. We went upstairs and she gave me a massage. If I'm honest, it was nothing to brag about. It felt like she was new, and when I asked her how long she has worked here, she replied, 1 month. I've heard great stories about soapy massages, and your first one is meant to be a memory you will keep forever. I for sure will keep this memory, but only because it was so bad. She did ask me if I wanted extra services. I was in the mood, but I thought I'd be wasting my money with this one. I didn't want to be rude, so I politely declined, saying that I just wanted the massage and that she did a good job. I got dressed and left, feeling disappointed once again. Maybe I will try another soapy massage in the future, but after that experience, it doesn't appeal to me at all. When I was doing my research before coming to Bangkok, I saw a lot of stories and videos about a cafe that's on Sukhumvit Road. I won't explain what it's like, but you can Google it and see for yourself. I decided to check out the place the following evening, and when I got there, you have to walk down steps and it's somewhat underground, which threw me off with how shady it looked, but I still went inside. I was very curious and wanted to see what the place had to offer. It's hard to describe the place. When you walk in, there's just a lot of girls standing and sitting around, waiting to catch the eye of a customer. Rather than looking for some fun, I was more interested in having a good chat with a girl, learning about why they did this job. I don't know why, I was just very curious to learn more about the culture of these bar girls and freelancers. The girls I spoke to said that they do this type of work because most have families back in Isan or other poor places in Thailand that they send money back to support. It's very clear that family comes before anything else to these girls. I got chatting to one woman and she was very flirty and friendly and she spoke fluent English. I clicked with her straight away. I explained that I was not really looking for some fun, but she said she can give me a massage and a girlfriend experience. Again, I thought, what the hell, you only live once, right? She went for a quick chat with the group of girls she was with, and then off we went back to my hotel. As soon as she entered the room, she started undressing herself, wasting no time. It was clear that she was a professional and not new to the game. She told me to lie down and begins giving me a massage. She was super rough with it though. It was more pain than pleasure, so I told her to stop and we could just take a shower and relax for the night. She seemed happy with this, but was confused to why I didn't want to do anything other than talk. And to be honest, I did not know why either. I guess I was just not in the mood to do so. While we was chatting, I asked her if she had a boyfriend or married to a Farang. She said that she makes more money being single and doing what she does than what she would make if she was married and tied down. Which I guess makes sense. If she was married and had to be loyal, then unless her husband was rich, she's not going to be making as much money. It felt like supporting her family is more important than her happiness, but each to their own, I guess. Though she did not seem upset and angry about her situation, I never said anything about not wanting to do her type of work. I paid for her time, even though we didn't do much, and off she went. The next evening, I went back to give Soi Cowboy another chance. While walking through, I met a very beautiful girl stood outside. She grabbed my hand as I was walking by. She said that she is a dancer in the bar and if I'd like to go in for a drink. Sure, I said, let's go. I got a drink and also got her a lady drink and tried to start a conversation. But again, I instantly could tell that she was acting interested in me and did not really want to be sat drinking with me. Like, these girls are such bad actors. I don't know how anyone can fall for it. I was quickly getting bored of this girl. Conversations wasn't going anywhere, and she was trying to feed me with the usual lines that she is new to the bar scene and whatnot. Girls will say these kind of lines to make you feel sorry for them and buy more lady drinks. I've heard that if you get in a relationship with one of these girls, they come out with some of the best excuses to why they need money. Luckily, I am not at the stage yet where I would be in a serious relationship with a bar girl. No offence, it's just not my thing. Anyway, she asked me if I wanted to bar fine her, which I replied I'm not interested, just wanted to have a few beers and try out some of the bars. But then she said I could short time her for 1,000 baht. More of a curiosity than anything else, I did go with her, but it was very unsatisfying for me. Maybe she was actually telling the truth about being new to the scene. More money wasted on someone I did not want. Ah well, I'm on holiday. Anyway, after the past few days of going with women that I didn't really want, I decided that I am wasting too much money for absolutely no reason. So I gave the college girl a call, the one girl I actually enjoyed my time with. I asked her if she was interested in meeting up again and going on a couple of dates around Bangkok, nothing serious. She agreed but said I need to pay for her time, which I obviously knew that. I guess I had what you call a holiday girlfriend. We spent the next few days together. In the daytime, we would go out and eat and she would show me around places in Bangkok and different temples. She would even hold my hand while we walked in public. It was a nice feeling, but I wasn't planning on getting attached to anyone. I looked at it for exactly what it was, a paid companion. One night, we went to some bars on Sukhumvit 11. I noticed this is the place where the more younger tourists hang out, the more posh part of Sukhumvit Road. We was enjoying ourselves in one of the bars there until she said she wanted to take me to a non-tourist place so I could experience how Thais really enjoy their night. We were surrounded by young foreigners that was way more handsome than me, so I agreed that we go. We got a taxi and drove and drove and drove. The place she was taking me was so far away and really out of the main places of Bangkok. I have no idea where the place is that we went to, so I can't give you the name, but let's just say it was like 30-minute drive from Sukhumvit Soi 11. We finally get there and walk inside. She introduces me to some of her friends and I notice that I am literally the only foreigner in there. I felt really out of place, but they was really friendly to me and all seemed to be having fun. I did get a lot of stares, but mainly from the guys, probably thinking, what the hell is this middle-aged Farang doing here? What I also noticed is that none of the Thais were touchy or flirty with each other, even while dancing. My girl on the other hand was all over me, practically grinding on me while we was dancing. I could feel people looking at us, but she didn't seem to care. When I told her that people are looking at us, she said, just ignore them, we are having fun. I loved how carefree she was. She made me feel at ease and not paranoid about people watching. Anyway, that turned out to be probably the best night of my holiday. It was a great experience to see how Thais party and not be surrounded by drunk foreigners. I even made friends with some of her friends, joining in with their table. I really enjoyed the time I spent with her, though I wasn't looking for anything serious and she knew that. We even agreed to not contact each other when I leave, and we haven't spoken since. I do often find myself thinking about her, wondering what she's up to and how life is treating her. I really hope she did graduate and got a good job so she can stop doing what she was doing. I just hope the money didn't go to her head and she didn't make it her main job. The last night in Thailand, I decided to spend the night alone, preparing to leave. I know this story isn't the most interesting story you've read out, but just thought I would share my first experience of the Bangkok nightlife. For me, it was okay. It sounds better when I read it online, but I guess I'm just picky at times. Until next time.